Hello everybody, welcome along to this lesson. Lovely to see you all. I say it's a lesson. It's not so much a lesson really, it's all over to you this time. It's looking at multiplication and trying to understand what is multiplication. Now we've been working on multiplication since term 2. We've kind of done a lot of recap since we came back and we moved on to looking at the 4 times table as well. But before we consider that, I want to ask you a question. What is addition? I've got the sign there just to remind you. Sometimes called add or plus. What is addition? Pause the video. See, can you write down a definition? That means the meaning of addition. What does it mean? Right, we've done that. Okay. For me, addition is combining two numbers together or two quantities together. So for example, it's either I could say it's adding two quantities. So we've got 3 add 2, combining, putting them together to get an answer. That's what addition is to me, combining two quantities or two numbers together. Now when I typed that into Google, what is addition? This is what came up. Okay, you can see there's lots of different ways to explain the idea, sometimes what we call the concept. That means the whole idea of addition. Lots of different ways there. Have you got any favourite? Any that, I know it's hard to see from there, but any that catch your eye right away? For me, it's the cookies at the bottom. As soon as I see cookies, I'm looking at that one there. If you look to the apples, it means you're real healthy, much more healthy than me. So, looking at them though, how do these explain addition? What have they used to explain addition here? Well, if I look carefully at them, I can see 3 things that jump out to me. Firstly, they've all given us a definition. That means an explanation in words of what addition means. If you look at the yellow box, it's the kind of the one in the middle, if you like, says addition is combining a number to another number. And then it's got a picture of 1 bird add 2 birds equals 3 birds. That's kind of what I'd done there, with mine. 2 quantities being combined, being put together. So they've got a definition. We've also got diagrams. A diagram is a picture. It's a picture to show things there. And they've got different ways of doing this. They've got the cookies. Nom, 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 nom. They've got an apple, add an apple. And then they've got fingers as well. We use our fingers a lot in class, don't we? Remember, I always tell you, put your fingers down on the desk. And then you can count over the top of your fingers if we're putting them there, like that. But yeah, so they've used diagrams, pictures to show it as well. And there's one other thing that jumps out at me. They've got actual calculations there. I've highlighted them in green. So there's 7 add 4 equals 11. And down there with the cookies, 4 add 4 equals 8. I guess with the hands as well, you've got the actual calculations too, to show how you would maybe work them out in a maths drawer or on a whiteboard. So definition, diagrams, and calculations. Now that's all for addition. I actually think you know all that. You could explain to me what addition is. But seeing as we've been learning about this through term 2, and we've been kind of rounding off with the 4 times table since we came back remotely, my question for you is, what is multiplication? Sometimes known as times. Times those numbers together. But multiplication, what is it? That's what your task is all going to be about today. What is multiplication? The learning intention is to clearly explain multiplication. So that's what you have to do. The task is to create a poster describing the concept of multiplication. That means the idea of multiplication. Don't just say multiplication is when, I don't know, when you times 2 numbers together. Here's one, 3 times 2. No, you need to actually explain the concept, the idea of multiplication. And to do that, you need to use all those things that we just looked at. For success criteria, you need a definition. So you need to actually think, what is multiplication? Can I write down a meaning, a definition for it? We need some diagrams too. Could you show them? Now, there's ways in which we've shown Multiplication with diagrams. Can you remember we built the times table? We've also looked at arrays. So there's ways to do that. Word problems as well. Good way to do them. And examples. Lots of different examples there. You could writing out times table, word problems, working through an example step by step. Lots of different ways that you could do that. And of course, because it's a poster, we need some colour with it as well. It needs to be colourful and bright. Don't worry if you don't have coloured pens or pencils at home. Okay, what you can do is even, see if I'm just even doing, I don't know, a simple array here of 2 times 2. It's just even about adding in some shading, some lights and some darks, about giving us some underlines, some things in bold, some things in small writing, illustrations, all of that. So if you don't have coloured pens and coloured pencils, don't worry. Okay, you can make it eye-catching. That's what I want. But I know lots of us do have coloured pens and pencils at home. So, learning to clearly explain multiplication. The task is to create a poster that describes multiplication. We need a definition. We need diagrams. We need some examples. We need it to be eye-catching and, if possible, colourful. Cannot wait to see what you come up with. This is a good wee task just before we have that February break. So, good luck. Can't wait to see it on Teams.